بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هذا the 4-week course WAB is YAB100.
So it's a great pleasure to talk to you about the Internet of Things. Some of you may wonder where this technology comes from and what it means. Now, in some ways, concepts like the Internet of Things have existed for about 40, 50 years. A lot of sci-fi novels talk about it. Star Trek sort of talks about it. There's really nothing new about it. But the term itself comes from an effort that I co-led at MIT about 20 years ago, which was in the space of radio frequency identification, RFID. Modern RFID comes out of a lab that we initiated at MIT called the Auto ID Labs. And in those days, when we were trying to put RFID tags on everyday things like a tube of toothpaste or a box of soap, people would ask us, why do you want to put regular things on the internet? And there's actually a colleague of mine, Kevin Ashton, who came up with the term Internet of Things. This was about the 98 to 99 time frame. It's a nice term. It captures the attention. It also is very expensive, but in some ways it's also bred confusion. What is the Internet of Things? Why is it useful? Is it something you can buy? Is it a platform? Is it a technology you can bring home and apply? And actually, in my view, it is none of the above. And as I'll explain, to me, the Internet of Things is really a way of thinking. So let's do a little thought experiment. Let's start by thinking about, and in fact, this is an experiment you may want to do at home. Ask a 10-year-old, a child, point to a light switch in a room. Say, you see that light switch and you see that light bulb. How are they connected? A 10-year-old child will think about it and look at you and say, well, obviously, Wi-Fi. And you look condescendingly at the child and you say, no, the way we do it is we run a wire through the wall. It comes to the switch. There we make or break contact. That wire then goes through the wall to the bulb and then goes back down. In some ways, who is smarter? Is it the child or is it the way we do things today? The fact of the matter is that putting Wi-Fi on a switch is actually only $2. Putting Wi-Fi in an LED is less than $2. Yet installing that switch on the wall is a several $100s affair. And now if the fire marshal comes to you and says, look, I need to move that switch to another wall, that's probably another several $100 affair. But if the switch simply had Wi-Fi and you use double-sided tape, it would be so easy to disconnect it and move it over. Now, but actually it's more. When we say the Internet of Things, we think simply of connectivity. But IoT, the I could just as well mean intelligence. It could mean the intelligence of things. So now let's come back to our switch example. So you have a switch. Now, the switch is connected to that light bulb, but it could also be connected to another bulb, which makes the room perhaps brighter. So perhaps you tap the switch once, and it lights this one. You tap it twice, and it lights the other one. And 3 times, all the lights. Now that's really sort of decoupling the act of pressing a switch from turning a light bulb on. Now you can take it even a step further. Right now at MIT, it's sunny, and there's some nice windows from which we're getting some glorious sunshine, long overdue. But just imagine if when I press the switch, instead of simply turning the light bulb on, instead it went to an intelligent system that said, the lighting in that room is quite nice. And if you put any extra lighting, it should be yellow, the color of the sun, not blue, which is cold. So you could modulate the color, and you could do all sorts of other things. Now, this is what we refer to really as the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things, in summary, is not a technology, it is not a platform. It is quite simply a design language. It is a way for you to reformulate what we take for granted in the design of anything, whether it's a building or a car or a rental agency. And I'll leave you with this final thought. To me, one of the big innovations, and perhaps the first Internet of Things company in the world, is a company called Zipcar, which actually came out of MIT. It's fractional rental of cars. And what happens with Zipcar is you can walk down to a parking lot, book a car, a Zipcar, get into it, you wand yourself in with your with a smart card or with your phone, you drive it away, bring it back, park it there, and you're done. You don't have to go to a giant rental in the airport. Why is that Internet of Things? And why is that enabled by Internet of Things? Because the reason cars sit together in a gigantic lot in a rental agency is because of keys. You need to go to the lot, you need to go to the office so they can give you the keys. But the moment the keys and the unlocking action can be decoupled from a physical object and be recoupled adaptively to you, the cars don't have to be together anymore. The cars can be distributed anywhere in the city, and that is Zipcar. So the thought I'll leave you with is the Internet of Things is a new design language, and it enables a pretty fundamental reformulation of both business and technology. I call that business technology co-transformation, to reconceive businesses in such a way that you're better able to meet the needs of customers.
If you want to review them again, just click on the right button. You can do it all over again. The rise of AI and machine learning and automation, all of these. Marketing is in a period of great upheaval. There have been a lot of technological changes, the rise of AI and machine learning and automation. All of these give us access to population scale data on consumer behavior. There is a massive demand for qualified analytics professionals in the marketing industry, and there's just not enough people to fill these jobs. So in this program, participants are going to learn firsthand about the digital marketing channel mix and the concept of optimizing return on marketing investments. The goal is to really train these participants to have a toolkit. The key challenge for marketers today is not the Mad Men era of marketing. Today, competitive advantages are coming from the ability to analyze large-scale data, but tomorrow these skills will be required for any marketer. So please join us for the Digital Marketing Analytics online program from the MIT Sloan School of Management.
Well, I think information technology in general is one of the most important factors causing changes in business today. And for most people, AI is probably the most mysterious kind of information technology. I'm Thomas Malone. I'm one of the faculty directors for the online program on artificial intelligence from the MIT Sloan School of Management and the MIT Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory.
Throughout this program, you'll be guided by thought leaders and experts in the field of AI and business management as you learn how to work with AI to harness the strategic advantage it offers, from more informed decision-making and increased efficiency and profitability to improved employee engagement. You'll leave this program recognizing the transformative power AI could have on your organization, as well as its far-reaching implications for business and society. You'll also walk away from the program with a roadmap designed to assist you in empowering your organization to gain a strategic advantage through the use of artificial intelligence, along with an official certificate of completion from MIT Sloan.
Please join us for this 6-week online program to explore AI from a business perspective with one of the world's leading business schools and one of the world's leading computer science research laboratories.
World. Major institutions, major financial institutions. Real estate has become a more mainstream asset class in the investment world.
major institutions, major financial institutions, investment institutions, more and more are recognizing they need to have a substantial allocation to real estate in order to have a good, well-balanced portfolio. You do have to be careful with real estate, say, more than stocks and bonds, because if you're investing in real estate in the private property market, it's not as efficient or as competitive a market. So you can end up overpaying for an asset. So you have to be careful. You have to do your homework. We now have both the theory and the data to make this a rigorous industry. This change is going to happen in the culture of the industry, particularly as the generations turn over and we get a new generation of people in the industry. Even if you are already a well-practiced person in real estate investment, you're going to learn some new stuff here, a lot of new stuff. It's a very exciting time. It's really a revolutionary time in the industry. We teach the cutting edge at MIT. In fact, we go beyond the cutting edge.
Bigger demands on leadership today. More and more you'll be asked to take over a team or to lead a project and manage it in a way that's never been done before because of the advent of new technologies or because the customer has changed. And so you need to reinvent yourself on an ongoing basis. And the only way to adapt to that world is to think about your own leadership development and take control over it. What this course provides is the opportunity for you to think about who you are as a leader, your unique way of leading, and then ask you to push yourself in new directions to say, what do I need to do to be successful in this new world? It takes you into the realm of teams and a new team structure so that you can not only help yourself, but also help your organization. There are a number of takeaways that people will get from the program. First is a set of models or frameworks with which they can analyze their own leadership behavior as well as their own team behavior. The second thing they will get is a little bit of practice in applying these models or frameworks so that the models are not just theoretical constructs, but things that people can actually use in their day-to-day leadership activities. The world is changing more rapidly than we've ever seen before, and if you don't take control of your own leadership development, you are going to be left behind. Join us for the 6-week online program from the MIT Sloan School of Management.